What's going on, guys, and welcome to the Benches Cleared podcast. We cover the best rivalry in all of sports, and this is my buddy. Not really, I wouldn't really consider him a friend, as more as a frenemy that I hate and wish he stubs his toe every single day. His name is Tyler Coe, and he represents the side of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
And this guy is Jesse Gutierrez, who
That's me.
I don't really have anything to say about him because I don't pay attention. He's a nothing. He's not even a blip on my radar. Okay. Representing the San Francisco Giants.
Thank you very much. At least give me that, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I'm really excited about today's part two of this week's podcast. We decided to split it up for two very different conversations. We are actually going to be talking to a couple of draft picks because the draft was last week. The only thing that we've been able to see that's baseball related. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Unfortunately for the Giants side of the draft pick, we couldn't get any video going for him, but still really excited to have the guy. Welcome into the podcast. Very first draft pick we've ever had on the podcast. It's RJ Dabovich, the 114th overall pick in the fourth round out of Arizona State. How you doing, man?
Doing good. I'm excited to be a Giant. Lifelong dream fulfilled. Just ready to get to work. How are you guys doing?
Hanging in there,
Oh, we're doing fantastic. It's nothing but a dream out here.
Yes, sir.
When you're watching the draft, I think as a fan, you guys don't like hear your name for the first time, right? You guys get a phone call right before?
Yeah. We got a deal going right after the Giants' third round pick. And I just, actually I didn't even watch the draft at all. I sat outside.
Really?
It's a nerve-wracking thing, and I'm going to see a bunch of names go before you. It's kind of hard to deal with that. So I just sat outside, with some music, watched some Netflix, waited for a call from my agent. We got that call, and I went inside, hung out with my family for those last 15 picks, and it happened.
So when you got that phone call, were you kind of oh, my dreams are realized type thing, or were you kind of oh, I want to call someone and shove it in their face type deal?
And I was just happy that I realized, you know what I mean? It was a big burden lifted off me because again, I was waiting around for 3-4 hours waiting for to get that phone call. And when I finally got it, I was just excited. I just wanted to go spend it with my family, hug all of them and live it up.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So have you talked to Farhan or anybody in depth about stuff? If you're going to be starting or in the bullpen type deal, or where they're going to try you out at?
So as far as I know, I think they have me start as a starter. And see what I can do with that. But I also wouldn't be surprised if I moved to the pen pretty quick. That's what I was here at Arizona State. So whatever they want me to do, wherever they see me in the big leagues, I could care less. I just want to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
So who makes the call to you and your agent before the pick is actually announced from the Giants organization?
I'm pretty sure it was either the area guy, Chuck, or it was the scouting director, Holmes. I don't know for sure. I didn't really, ask him. I was too excited in the moment to really care.
It didn't matter, right?
Yeah. Either way, it was a Giant.
That's awesome. So I've been seeing you're part of this the push performance. Is it like a program? Is it a facility type deal?
Yeah, it's a lifting facility. They started originally out in Colorado, and then they just moved out here right before the quarantine and all that hit. We have I think 7 players with the Giants organization, so it's pretty cool to kind of have that brotherhood in there and pick their brains about what happens in the organization and what to expect. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I got the Kevin Gosman, Logan Webb, Tyler Rogers, Hunter Bishop, Tyler Sear, and Caleb Barger. I'm not even sure if that's how you say his last name right. Is it Barger?
I don't really know either. I just call him by his first name.
Yeah, exactly.
Too much.
Yeah, no, I saw the tweet from Tyler Sear. I've been following him for a little bit, and he hit you with a LFG. Is that like an inside joke type thing, or?
It's just let's effing go.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of get after it. Yeah, it's something we see at the gym a little bit too. Just kind of really get after it and get people fired up.
You kids with your lingos, man. I can't keep up with this. I don't do the lulls and I just go haha. I'm a classic man.
There you go.
How old are you now, Jesse?
I just turned 31, actually.
It shows.
Whatever, dude.
So does it like, with those guys being in the organization, does it like, make you feel a little bit more comfortable going into, whenever you guys meet up? I know there's no minor league season this year, but like I'm guaranteed there's going to be like some type of camp type deal, right?
It's definitely huge. Like have them there, so I have a friendly face when I go into the camp or whatever minor league team I'm on next year or wherever I am. Just knowing some people, being able to talk to them, talk to my problems about everything with them. It's gonna be a really good fit for me.
That's awesome. So like, so it won't be like awkward. You'll know where to sit.
Can't sit here.
Exactly.
Taken.
Yeah.
So what does your program look like right now? Since typically you'd still be in season right now. How are you continuing a program? Are you throwing just bullpen sessions all the time? Are you throwing simulated games? What's that looking like?
Yeah, for sure. So we've just been just kind of staying in shape as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really done simulated games or anything like that. More just bullpens, long toss, some driveline plyo work, just stay close enough to, if by chance I do get a call, hey, be ready in 2 weeks, whatever, that I'll be ready to go. I can just ramp up real quick and be ready to hop on the mound full speed.
So this might make me sound old again, but is driveline and push, they're like not the same thing, not like competing type same thing deals, or they're like completely different programs?
They're different programs. They kind of work together sometimes too. Both of them, they know each other, so they kind of pick each other's brains and kind of build off each other. They're different organizations, but I mean, it's the same more or less philosophy. So it's pretty cool to have both those people in your corner, talking to them, figuring out analytics and stuff like that.
That's cool. So like they're the ones. I mean, they don't probably entirely, but they help you throw gas. They help you throw that. I see on your scouting report they're saying you touched 97, but I saw a video where you were hitting 98, 99.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess they didn't look at that one video. But yeah, I was up to 99 this year. But yeah, it's definitely a big part to them, what they do for me and how they help me train. And I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I am right now without being in that doorstep.
So what's like the main thing you're into besides baseball? Like if you weren't a baseball player, what would you be like trying to get into?
I'm a really good cook, actually. I love cooking. So
yeah,
I'm a house cook down here. I was cooked a bunch of my teammates throughout the year. Don't know why I started liking it, but I do, and yeah, that's one of my other hobbies.
Oh yeah. It's kind of weird how you get into it, and then you kind of get roped into everything,
Exactly.
Like I'm a meat cutter by trade, so then all of a sudden I became the guy who has to learn all the smoking and the grilling and stuff, and I just freaking ran away with it. Like I have ribs smoking right now, so
there you go.
What's your rig like?
My rig?
Yeah, your rig. Do you have like a smoker or like?
Oh yeah, I got a Traeger.
Yeah,
it's great.
I made the switch from Traeger this year, and it's crazy to not have to like. Did you like smoke before you got the Traeger, or was that the first time you smoked?
That was the first time I smoked. So
okay.
Yeah, like my dad won it from Cabela's from some drawing. I don't know exactly what it was, and he sent me out here with it last year and started using it, and it's awesome.
Before, like I had it, like it's something that you have to like baby all day, dude. Just freaking, you can't even get anything done because every like half hour you have to go out there and check the temperature and stuff. With this Traeger thing, you just leave it on. You can like change the temperature from your phone.
Yeah, it's
technology, man.
It's amazing.
Obviously, Hunter Bishop got selected by the Giants last year. Are you guys like super close, or is this like we played together, but like we're not like super close type thing?
I mean, we're pretty good friends. Again, he's at Push too, so I see him every now and then. I mean, he's been off, doing his thing for the past year with minor leagues and all that stuff. But I'm friends with him. Aldretti too, who's another draft pick from ASU. It's just cool to have that brotherhood. We went up from Arizona State, playing with them last year. Like we were good friends with both of them. To now we're all Giants, and hopefully in the future we're all in the big leagues. I mean, that storyline's gonna be pretty cool to follow.
Are you in Arizona right now?
Yeah. I came. I was home for the draft, but then I came right back down here just because. I mean, Colorado's Colorado and Arizona's warm.
Yeah,
Bulls are open, stuff like that.
I hear you. So, since you're out in Arizona, and we were talking about Driveline, have you reached out to Trevor Bauer to try to get on some of these live at bat YouTube videos? Because I've been watching those every time they come out because it's the closest thing to real baseball that we're getting right now. So,
are you gonna start driving in the desert and try to find them, Tyler?
I mean, I'm saying if RJ reached out, since he is a pro ball player.
I hadn't thought about that, but I know Sear was on it, a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. So
yeah, I saw that.
Maybe not a bad idea. I mean, it could be a good time.
Beats staying at home and not having any baseball to watch. So if you hop on there, we'd really appreciate it. You'd be doing it more for us than you know.
Fair enough.
Send us the location. We'll hide in some weeds or something. Try to at least see something. I also saw everyone's calling you. Is it your nickname? Is it Dabo?
Yeah, Dabo. Just read his last name.
I'm not the smartest man in the world. So at first I read it. I read Debo.
Oh, you want something too, old man? Huh?
Because I just read it quick. And I just thought, oh man, that would be such a solid name. Especially if you're coming out, trying to dominate. Who could be Debo? Unless someone comes out with a brick, I guess. I don't know. But I think we'll definitely wrap this up. We thank you so much for your time. But just last question: is there someone that you're really looking forward to either facing or meeting, whether it be the big leagues or just talking minor leagues, reuniting with somebody? Or
I mean, honestly, I'm excited to get to the big leagues. One day face people like Mike Trout and these big generational names. Just see where I stack up against them. I mean, I'm excited for it, and hopefully it happens here soon.
Definitely. Well, we'll definitely be following your career. Unfortunately, the minor league team in my hometown, the Lancaster Jethawks, is probably going to be cut. So I'm definitely probably going to go out to at least a game or two, maybe in Rancho or something when you make the San Jose Giants team. So, we'll be following your career and hope to have you on again sometime. And, we really thank you for your time.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime you guys want me on, just hit me up and I'll be here.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
not a
absolutely.
problem,
Congratulations
we'll talk
again.
to you soon, and we'll see you on the field at some point.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Hey, what's going on? This is Tyler Beatty with the San Francisco Giants, and you're here listening to Benches Cleared podcast with Jesse Gutierrez and Tyler Coe. Go Giants, beat LA.
So now that we've finished with the Giant draft pick, we're going to go ahead to the Dodgers side. And I am very happy to introduce our second ever player and draft pick on the podcast. Introducing Gavin Stone, the 159th overall pick for the Los Angeles Dodgers out of the University of Central Arkansas. Gavin, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Welcome.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. So, my first question, what was it like hearing your name called during the draft? I mean, describe that feeling.
Oh, that's something you dream of as a little kid. So to hear my name called in the MLB draft, it was special. It was a special moment for me and my family, and it's still so surreal to me, and I'm just super pumped.
So you were watching it. You were watching your name called. You weren't nervous about because we've heard from some other people it was too nerve-wracking. Didn't really want to watch it, but you actually watched it.
Yeah, I mean, I was nervous, but I actually watched it just because that's something you dream of seeing. But yeah, that night was super stressful. I was super nervous the whole time, and I didn't know if the Dodgers called me early in the 5th round, and they never 100% told me that they were going to pick me. So I was still on pins and needles watching it, and didn't even know if my name was going to get called. So yeah.
So before your name got called, you had no idea.
I had a little idea. I mean, I knew there was a possibility, but yeah, I wasn't 100% sure. So
did they call you or your agent after your name was called? Kind of formally. Okay.
Yeah, they called me right after the pick was made and congratulated me and stuff like that.
So who from the Dodgers organization makes that call? Is it Andrew Friedman or is it?
It was actually I'm pretty sure it was the area scout that called me that drafted me. It was Brian Kraft. So he was the one that reached out to me and congratulated me. And as soon as the pick was made.
Awesome, man.
Turns out the GMs and stuff, they don't do anything, man. They just sit back and delegate boy, you do this, you do this.
Boss someone around. Yeah. Well, it's so different from the NFL draft, which is, so televised and the GM's making the call, the head coach is making a call. And from what we've gotten from everyone, it's been people from the scouting department making those calls.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm super thankful that they gave me the opportunity to hear my name called. So
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't really matter who was on the other end of that line. As soon as they announce your name, I mean, who cares at that point, right?
But us as fans our mind is blown right now.
Yeah.
Like we just got told that Santa Claus isn't real. You know what I mean? Like,
way to go for all the young listeners. Thanks for you just ruined their childhood right there.
That's right. These kids need to know. These kids need to know. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what you guys are? Nothing but a bunch of sleazy con men in red suits.
So when did you start kind of hearing, rumblings about you potentially being drafted in this year's draft?
Well, actually, the Dodgers were one of the first organizations to contact me in the fall, and so they had a lot of interest, and I knew they did. I mean, I was fully prepared to get drafted before whenever it was still 40 rounds, because in the fall it was still 40 rounds, and coronavirus wasn't a thing. And then when the coronavirus hit and it dwindled down to 5 rounds, I thought there's a good possibility that I'd be going back to college. Because I fell in that 6 to 10 range possibly. But no, they kept in contact with me after the coronavirus hit and when season ended and stuff. So I knew there would be a possibility, but I wasn't for sure. But I'm super thankful that they called my name.
Yeah, and I feel like that even adds more to it being kind of a special thing with it being cut to 5 rounds. Really thinking, if you were going to be a 7-round player, now you don't get to get your name called, and now you might go back to school. So being within those 5 rounds, I would think that would make it feel more special than just your typical 40-round draft.
Yeah, it does. It does. It makes it a lot more sentimental to me, knowing that there's only 5 rounds and I was one of those players that were chosen.
Plus, it's going to be a draft that's remembered forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Presumably, it's going to be the only 5-round draft ever, hopefully.
Yeah, and I'm super thankful.
Now you're a Los Angeles Dodger, but you're from Arkansas, right? You grew up in Arkansas?
Yes. Yeah, I'm from Arkansas. A little town.
So we could tell a little bit.
Yeah. You
got
that twang on your voice.
Yeah, I bet.
So Arkansas, not having a professional baseball team, did you have a favorite team, growing up, or were you more following favorite players in the MLB? What was that like?
I'm just a lover of baseball, so I didn't really have a favorite team, but relatively everybody loves the Cardinals around here. But for me, no, I didn't.
That's awful.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have a favorite team. My favorite pitcher ever was Bob Gibson. Ultimately, or coincidentally, he played for the Cardinals. But
that's acceptable.
Yeah. Bob Gibson's good, dude. He's good. But yeah, for me, I didn't have a favorite team. I just loved baseball and I loved watching it.
So has anyone from the Dodgers organization, as far as players, have any of them reached out to you?
No.
Say congratulations.
Not yet, but David Price did follow me on Twitter, so that was
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, he's giving out money too. I was trying to figure out how to get on that train as well. I'm not sure.
I probably need to text him then.
Yeah. I mean, hey, just so you know, here's my Cash App information. No pressure.
Exactly.
Even though there's no minor league season, I just got drafted, so I'll take free money. I wouldn't mind.
I wish. That'd be awesome.
I can imagine it was, super frustrating. You're already into the season this year at Central Arkansas, and then the season's over. But I think you might have the most unique perspective on the whole thing because of the season ending early, you ended your career throwing a no-hitter. Is that correct? That was your last game pitched.
Yeah, that was the last game that I pitched at UCA.
I mean, that's a way to leave a legacy.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. That was a fun moment.
So was that your first no-hitter ever in your life?
Yeah, that was the first no-hitter that I had ever thrown. So
were you like the typical you didn't want to talk to anyone? Yeah. Were you superstitious about it, or how did that work when you were in the midst of the no? No,
so I'm a pretty quiet guy anyways while I'm pitching. So I like to go sit over there by myself and, stay zoned in. But after the 6th inning or so, you have guys coming up and telling me, hey, keep going. And in the back of my mind, we're only up 2-0, so I'm not even worried about the no hitter. I'm trying to get the win and secure a win. So at that point, I wasn't even thinking about the no hitter. But I like to sit over there by myself, and especially that night I did. And I actually am a real bad finger biter with my nails. So after the first inning, I was biting this one fingernail, and it just kept working for me. So every inning, I'd bite the same fingernail. So that's a little superstitious on that night. But no, hey, it worked though.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a superstition you carry into your minor league and major league career. I mean, it seemed to work out.
I might not have a fingernail anymore after that.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have to figure something out. We gotta keep that juju going.
Yeah.
So not just every other time. You know what I mean? So like, don't throw a no hitter every single time. So you keep that fingernail okay.
Oh yeah.
Every single.
Yeah.
You can throw a no hitter against everyone. Just take it easy on us. I would appreciate that.
One of my buddies plays for the Giants organization.
Oh, who's that?
PJ Hilson. He's been in Arizona. Yeah.
Outfielder, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
Is that going to be like, how cool would that be if you get to face them either at Dodger Stadium or at Oracle? Like, I know there's like this huge, concept of like, you can't be friends out there because, you have to hate your opponent or whatever. But like, because the idea is like, if you're friends, you go easy on each other. But like, dude, if that's my boy, I want to strike him out and make him look like the dumbest I can make him look. You know what I mean? If I'm hitting, I want to go dead center 800 feet.
Oh yeah, that's what I hope that happens one day, and I hope I get to strike him out. But yeah, he's been one of my good buddies for a while now, and so I'm looking forward to hopefully playing against him one day.
Yeah,
at least definitely in single A, because San Jose and the Quakes are in the same division too. So it'll be sooner than later, hopefully.
Hopefully.
One last thing on the no hitter. So I was looking through the box score and I saw. I mean, it was close to a perfect game. You had one walk, and there was an error. Which came first? Did the error come first or the walk?
So actually, I walked a guy in the fifth. I walked the first batter in the fifth, and then the error came the batter after that, and it was on a double play. So really, it didn't matter. Really, the error wasn't. It didn't matter, but it was a double play ball, and got the guy out at second. Got the guy that I walked out at second. Mm-hmm. And then the second baseman threw it away at first. So it was the walk and then the error the next at bat. But
okay, because I was going to say, if the error comes first, I mean, that guy's on your shit list for sure.
All that buffness for no reason.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. They were trying to get the double play to get out of it, but the walk was like a cut. It was a cutter into a lefty, and it was just off the plate. And he was giving me outside the righties all game, so.
Because
he would have called that a strike, but
Hanley Ramirez will always be on my shit list for ruining Clayton Kershaw's perfect game and just getting him a no hitter. So that's how I would feel about it personally. But speaking of big leaguers, now that you're in the system, who are you most excited to face one day?
I mean, obviously the best player in baseball right now, Mike Trout. I hope I get to pitch against him one day. I know it's probably not likely, but Mike Trout, or one guy that I'm a huge fan of is Matt Carpenter, just because he's in St. Louis, and everybody loves him for the season he had 2 years ago, or that little run that he had. And so
Gavin, it's starting to slip, man. I think you're a Cardinals fan. This is the second one in a row here.
No. I would love to strike him out. That's it.
I would love for you to strike him out too, because I'm not too big on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But I feel like Mike Trout is, that's going to be everyone's answer, and that makes sense because I'm sure there's no better feeling than striking out Mike Trout. So,
yeah, exactly.
But I mean, with how we enter every season, with spring training being over and we play 2 or 3 exhibition games against the Angels, it's definitely possible. I mean, more than any other NL team for sure.
Yeah. That would be awesome if that happened.
Wrapping things up here, if you if you weren't playing baseball, if you didn't sign with the Dodgers, what do you think you'd be doing with your life?
My degree was in health science, so I plan on either going to OT school or getting into medical sales. But obviously, that's not something that I'd much rather be playing baseball. So
Either or, that's money. That's money, baby.
Hopefully, I can make a lot more than playing baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say baseball seems a little bit more lucrative.
Yeah.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
I just thank you so much for replying, letting us slide in your DMs. The tell old tale. We see you on online. We slide in and you reply. So we definitely appreciate that. I'm sure you're getting like hung up, blown up from a bunch of people you don't know. So.
No, anytime, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on here. We're going to be following your career. I'm super excited you're in the Dodgers organization. I'm sure Jesse is excited, on a personal level.
Yes, I'll be rooting for you, especially when you play against the Angels. I want your dream to come true, Gavin. I want you to strike out Mike Trout, and I hope, even when you play the Giants, that you go deep into the game. You don't give up any runs, and then the Giants just win and the bullpen afterwards.
They beat our bullpen.
Yeah.
Hoping for a career no decision against the Giants.
It's almost like fantasy, like when you got a guy on your fantasy team, but he's playing your regular team. Like, just let him get a single. I want some points.
Yeah.
No real damage.
That's funny. I appreciate that, though.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate you being on. Again, we're going to follow your career, and hopefully this time next year, if you're in Rancho, we can come to a Quakes game.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So
we'll be out. We would definitely come out if Lancaster survives this cut. We'll definitely be in Lancaster. I live in Lancaster. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the California. I guess the California League. But, yeah, is that what it's called, Pacific Coast? I'm not sure.
I've been out to Cali for once or twice. I went to Catalina Island with my grandma whenever I was little, off the coast of Long Beach. Yeah.
Cool. I'm out in Lancaster. Tyler's like half hour from Lancaster, so that's where we usually saw, the Quakes or the Giants out there. So, but we'll just have to make the drive to the Rancho because they're rumored to be cut. So we'll see what happens.
That sounds good to me.
Or you can just crack, the big league roster next year.
I'm hoping that's sooner than later.
Yeah,
we are too, man.
Yeah, well, thank you again for being on, man. Really appreciate it, and congratulations again on being drafted. It's awesome.
No problem. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
Southern gentleman, man.
Yeah.
Didn't want to get off the phone. He's like, yeah, okay. Guys, shut up, please. He didn't want to tell us. He didn't want to tell us. Bro, just, can you let me get off the freaking phone already?
Can you let me get off the phone before I secretly let it slip that I'm a huge Cardinals fan and this is a huge disappointment? God, dude, I fucking hate Cardinals fans.
Well, all I know is Nelly's the shit, okay?
Well, I'm assuming you've been to St. Louis too, right? You probably went through there on tour?
Yeah, I've went through there, but it was like every single time that I've been somewhere on tour, I don't see things. We play the dive bar that we play, and then we drive through it. So we didn't have money enough to really experience anything.
Well, their barbecue sucks, and the sports teams suck. So that's all I gotta say.
The only thing good you came out of was Nelly. Okay,
that's true.
I was gonna say St. Louis.
That was his group, bro. They're the shit. Thank you guys so much for watching this 2-part episode. Both of these episodes were brought to you by Renovation Candle Company. Renovation Candle Company has all your vegan candle and cosmetic needs. Use the promo code BENCHES at checkout to receive 20% off your entire order from here until the end of time.
And it's no one wants to smell your stinky ass room. Okay, buy some candles, make it smell nice, and maybe people want to go into your room in the different rooms of your house. But thank you so much, guys, for listening. Please be, make sure to subscribe to the podcast. Make sure to, hit the subscription on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. Be following us on Twitter when we start doing the giveaways next week at Benches Cleared P, and also on Instagram, Benches Cleared Podcast. This is part 2 of the podcast. Thank you for listening to one, both, all of them. That's great. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you guys next week.